Right, what's up, traders? Welcome to another video. Daily review, okay, sponsored by Edgefold. You can see data company I love using. You're going to see a couple of stuffs that I do use in their data platform in order to actually make quality decisions. So go check them out. The link is in my bio. Let's get into this video, okay? And I've got quite a bit actually to cover on tonight's stream. I want to cover a couple of topics, just speak about a few things. You can see I ended green here today. I covered a couple of positions from a couple of other days ago on those yen crosses. I actually was doing quite well to hold them. So we'll speak about that. I did manage to get some pound dollar longs, and then as well as, I got some longs with the indexes, a little bit small position on my personal account over here. But that was my total P&L for today. You can see 732 across my live accounts. And I did want to just cover this one topic, and I think it's quite important to actually go over. Okay, so let's just actually go to my January and see what my Jan is actually looking like. So this month over here, I wanted to make sure to cover this and actually speak. It's been a pretty solid January. You can see I'm up at 13K across my live accounts, and it's been quite a nice start to the year. But I think something that maybe needs to be discussed more is I think a lot of the times I always wonder what I can actually do to improve and get better as a trader. Okay. And I had a couple of coaching calls today. I had a couple of coaching calls yesterday, but this kind of stemmed from Friday. Okay. Why do so many traders fail? And why do so many of these prop firms, why do so many traders fail these prop firm accounts? And it kind of got me thinking and going over this, this weekend and everything like that. But why does this happen? And a lot of the times this actually stems from overtrading. That's the big one. A lot of times traders just overtrade and they actually ruin their accounts by doing so. Okay. And I think the first aspect to actually also speak about on this is I think traders, because of these prop firms, they actually want to make these goals or pass these challenges so fast that they actually don't think about the long-term picture in mind. Because if you're trading a personal account, if you lose 10%, well, you've lost 10%, then you're down 10% on the account. And you can't change that, right? So there's no reset button. And speaking to a couple of the traders that I was having discussions with this week, is they were so focused on passing phase one. And there actually is no end to. I think I tweeted this about 2 years ago or so like this, but I'll try and find the tweet for you guys, and maybe link it below if on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever this is going. But I think a lot of the traders, they trade because they want to be finished. And in trading, you'll never actually be finished. That's some nice English there, but you'll never actually be finished. And what I mean by that is that traders, they want to pass phase one and then they think they're done, but you actually got phase two, and then you still need to make money in order to actually get a profit split. And then you want to actually trade that account, and slow and steady. Actually, I see a lot of traders getting these massive payouts. I'd rather trade on big accounts and make 3 to 5% a month and make that worthwhile instead of trying to trade on small accounts and blowing them up. So I think a lot of traders, they always want to trade with this end goal in mind, but actually trading, it's a marathon with no finish line. You one day at a time. And the only thing that you can control at the desk is your downside. And that's why you have to have these risk managers in place, in terms of I know on the trade copier that I use, and you can check the link in my bio, the Traders Connect, there's actually an equity protector in place. And I think a lot of the times traders, if they can actually just control their C game, which I've spoken a lot of my streams before, if they can control their downside, it makes their this is what I see. This is what I mean by it. Traders will go plus one. Let's call it in units. They up $400. Let's just call it. They're up $400, and Friday comes and they have a complete and utter shakedown, and they lose $600. And they've actually lost $100 on the week after being up $400 going into the Friday. And this is what Jared Tender speaks a lot about in the A to C game analysis, is that you can't let that wide range take its toll. And the reason I'm speaking on this is because I hope this helps one trader that's listening. I'm continuously working on this. It's so demoralizing as a trader when you have made profits for 3 weeks out of the month and you let 1 week destroy your whole month. Put in the comment section if this has actually been you, or if you have experienced this. And I speak with this completely from my heart and very, very authentically, because this can happen to us, to anyone, and we need to narrow that range. And it's so demoralizing when that does happen. So I want to really urge you guys that over trading and managing of risk is that you have to get that in check. As I said, there was one guy that we're working with, I'm coaching with at the moment, that was up 9%, and he had 1% more to go to his challenge, and then all of a sudden he's knocked himself back to plus 4%. Yes, he's still in the green, but the reason I empathize with him is because it's happened to me. Any trader that says that they don't have this or they just win all the time is complete and utter bollocks, and that just doesn't happen. But let's get into some of the trades, okay? S&P 500 longs, I should have been entering more via. Austin took some nice longs on this, and Manny, that was very, very nice on our live streaming service, ASFX TV. Something that continues to boggle my mind is this DAX index, man. I didn't get any of it actually today. I got some of, as I said, on the US 500, but this just continued soaring. I mean, we've literally had, if we go to the daily time frame here on the DAX, so this is so interesting. We've literally had 1, 2, 3. Well, this is the 8th green day in a row. In the last couple, if we just go over here and we go to H4 statistics, we're actually having a look at it in the pre-market prep here today. But if we go to the, if we go to futures and we go to, let's go to that green and red streak. Where is it? That green and red streak. Green and red streaks. And let's just go to FDAX. You can see on FDAX in the last year, the max they've had is 10. Sorry, I was actually looking at the Forex side of things. And I was looking at DE30, which would be, call it a fake CFDs, call it whatever you want. It's not centralized, but yeah, 7 green days max in a row, and we've obviously had now 8. So I mean, we off that pullback, we had a nice pullback, and then off that level, off the lows, yeah, we now are up 9%. So very, very neat index to actually trade. For those that haven't looked at the DAX, I would definitely have consider that. S&P 500 currently sitting at all-time highs on the CFD contracts. So we are sitting at that all-time highs of 6,100. But yeah, closed out some longs over here this morning. We continue to make lower highs. So you guys remember I was in those longs on EJ, and that from Monday night I took that. If you go and rewatch some of the videos I put there, I took some longs on GJ, and then I added on EJ on Tuesday. So some very, very nice longs here that I ended up actually closing out. And this was a very, very nice hold trade. I mean, literally would have held it for if I just get the date range like this, for over 2 days and a couple of hours. So very, very nice. I'm trying to be better with my patience. As you can see, I've really narrowed down my watch list compared to what I was watching a couple of years ago. I like having the indexes, some bit crypto and some stocks and some currencies. This is what I'm trading well. This is what I'm going according to my statistics. That hydro account, I'm actually up over, I think it is over $1,000 now on that account. So I can actually take that payout now, but the buffer locks in at the original amount. So come watch me trade live on ASFX TV every single day. That's where you can watch me. Go check HFL out. The link is in my bio. Some of the stuff, again, I will show I always get asked, what are some reports that I love to use in my own trading? And the first one that I always tell people is the previous day's range report. Go check out the previous day's range report on HFL's website. This is one of the ones that I really, really enjoy using. It helps me find levels. Guys always ask me, traders ask me, what levels do you use? My technical analysis is very, very simple. I use previous days, high and low, and I use simple price action structures to get in and out of my trades. So I appreciate you guys. I hope that this was a bit more informative. I'm really trying to make these, every single content that I put out, I try and be authentic. So if you enjoy this daily review, put a comment below, say what's up, and don't forget to check me out on ASFX TV, link in my bio, as well as HFL, and we'll check you for the next daily review. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.